All right, according to the clock on the wall and according to my cell phone, it is 7 p.m. So I'd like to go ahead and call to order the regular city council meeting for Monday, November 27th, 2023. If we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Lanyon.
Present.
Pratt.
Here.
Jenkins.
Here.
Van Allsburg. Rhines.
Here.
Gilroy.
Here.
Hanson.
Here.
I would entertain a motion to excuse our Councilman Van Allsburg.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now I'm looking for approval of the agenda for this evening as submitted, or if there are changes that need to be made.
I make a motion.
Thank you so much. Do I have support? Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have an opportunity for audience participation with a maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. If there's anyone in the audience that'd like to come forward to the podium, state your name. Hi, Monica. How are you?
Just in time.
There you are.
Wonderful. I just was at our little daughter's freshman basketball scrimmage.
Nice.
So yeah,
Basketball season is
life
here.
is good.
Yeah.
So not a huge amount to tell you about from the county as your county commissioner, but just to say that I'm here to support. I'm here to, if you want to reach out to me, if you need some support from the county, 100% that's what I'm about. I'm also there to, like I said, I sit on the lawn courts, so I'm there to support our officers that are out there putting their lives on the line for us every night and doing their thing. And as a strong supporter, I feel like I have a very good base to help support them and make sure that that funding does not go down. Make sure that they are protected when they're out there. So, and also with the senior center, we're trying to do a few things there, but they're going to be giving a presentation at the next Human Services meeting. The only issue is there's a few more players that are coming into the game now. So it's not just the Northeast Regional Senior Center, Williamston Senior Center, that now wants some funding. Now we've got Stockbridge, of course, that wants some funding. And now we've got Meridian starting to come into the game who wants some funding. Mm-hmm. So how this is going to play out, I don't know. But I know that my job is there to protect and try to get some funding coming back. So, but again, I'm here to support. Most of my calls have been about roads lately, especially in the township. The roads, and as we know, a lot of the road issues that come into the township, the county does not have a voice in the game. It comes from the Ingham County Road Department. All of their funding comes down from the state. And as you all know in the city, that's not adequately funded from the state in that aspect. And then the other can come from local area, but it does not come down at all from the county. So, but any questions, concerns, any thoughts, please, you have my number, reach out and I will do what I can for you to represent this area at the county level.
That's
So,
not bad.
thank you.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Anyone else for public comment at this time? All right, moving along, we have our council meeting minutes of November 13th, 2023. I'm looking for a motion to approve unless there are changes need to be noted.
Move that we approve the meetings as submitted.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we have accounts payable. Brandon, you had an opportunity to review.
I did. We have a pretty light one this week. Everything's pretty standard except for the water main break we had at Highland and Riverside. That was an $8,000 cost that we paid for. Other than that, everything was pretty normal. So with that, I will make a motion to approve checks 77155 through 77176 and ACH 626 through 640 for a grand total of $62,320.06.
Great, thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions regarding accounts payable this time?
I was curious, I see this Microsoft 365, do we have to pay that amount every month?
John, is that just a yearly renewal?
Yeah.
All right,
Good question.
great, thanks so much. If there's no other questions regarding accounts payable, I have the motion, do I have support?
Support.
All right, thank you so much. Holly, will you call the roll?
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Lanyon,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
All right. Moving along to our action items, we have 3 on our list today. The first is capitalization and fixed asset policy. I'm going to turn this over to our treasurer, Tom Mead. We do have a memo in our packet. All yours.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is pretty simple, really. In 2017, there was a resolution to create a capital asset policy, and in our recent audit, if we look down where I talked about in the background, the auditors questioned the fact that we didn't clearly state when the depreciation would start. Some communities will try to take a full year in the year acquired. Some will say, argue that, well, what if we just bought it the last 2 months of the year? Why are we taking a full year? So a lot of communities, majority of the communities just said, you know what, to simplify this, we're just gonna take a full year, starting the year after it's acquired. So it doesn't matter if you buy it 2 months into the year or 10 months into the year, you're not gonna try to prorate or mess with any of that, you just start depreciating on the following year. So with that in mind, under the italicized wording there, the prior resolution just read, capital assets other than land are to be depreciated over their estimated useful life period. We have just added the beginning with a full year depreciation in the fiscal year following the year acquired. And just to clarify, we also added capital assets will not be depreciated in the fiscal year acquired, making it clear that we're gonna start the year after acquired. And that's really all there is to that.
All right,
If there's
great.
any questions.
Thank you so much. Any questions for Tom? If none, I'm looking for the requested action.
I would move that we adopt the proposed change in our capitalization policy as provided in our packet.
All right, thank you so much. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Holly, will you call the roll?
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Lanyon,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
All right. Next is our 2024 health insurance renewal, and we're going to turn this back over to Tom Mead, our treasurer. He has provided a memo in our packet.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Like we do every year, we look at our health insurance benefits are a 1-year renewal, and they begin January 1st, are going into effect January 1st, so this is the time of year we bring this to you. This year, when I say this year, for 24, there was a little over 13% increase, and that seems a little high, but that actually was about the same as what it was last year. It's unfortunate, you never know with health insurance, you might get a year where there isn't much of one, and then you may get a year where it jumps, like I said, up into the double-digit increases. Unfortunately, it's a little bit more than we had budgeted for, but it's still not anything unbearable. Most of the funds, I think, will be able to absorb this, and we may have to come back with some budget recommendations to accommodate this later in the year, but I think we probably can, try to look for other ways to absorb these costs. But obviously, getting the health insurance to the employees are pretty important to us. And just to let council know, we did actually, because of the increase, we did talk to them about some possible other options. They came back with a few that, there's so many things to look at. They had a few that were a little bit cheaper on one hand, but then your deductibles are a lot higher. And of course, as you're aware, the city does help the employees with the deductible through our HSA, because these are considered high deductible plans. So when all is said and done, they would have ended up costing a little bit more. So our recommendation, we decided after talking about this, is We would like to just continue with the plan that we have, the Physicians Health Plan Executive Gold 1500 plan. Then with that includes the Blue Dental and Kansas City Life, which covers the vision. Like I said, there's a slight increase in this. There's also a slight increase in the deductible for family and the maximum out of pocket. So we try to take that into consideration for the employees and kind of split that a little bit, where the city's not covering the full amount of the increase, but neither is employee. We try to kind of split that. So that's our recommendation, that we'd increase that with a $1,200 $2,400 HSA, $1,200 single, $2,400 family health savings account contribution for the calendar year 2024.
All right, great, thank you. And thank you so much for taking into consideration, you know, what the employees are looking for and making it affordable for them as well as the city. I appreciate that. Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
Is this applicable to all Williamston employees or just those not represented by bargaining unit?
All full-time employees, both those in the bargaining units and those that are not in the bargaining units. So all employees are covered.
Probably a question for you. How does the collective bargaining process enter into this question?
Go ahead.
We have certain limitations on, you know, what we can offer, and we also have certain limitations we can't offer based on the contracts that we have. I mean, this is in line with both the current collective bargaining agreements that we have. It's also, I think I should point out, like, not all of our employees take our insurance. We do have a payment in lieu insurance, and I think we have 5 or 6 employees on that now, maybe 7. And so, I mean, one of the things the city did, you know, this predates me, but it was the right move, is to move to the high deductible health savings plan, because the last community I was in, we had the more traditional health insurance. And to give you an example of the scope, you know, family coverage in that plan was about $20,000 annually. And then, you know, we're gonna get a little bit into the weeds on local government health insurance, but we also have an 80-20 provision that communities had to adopt many years ago, where you could lose some of your state revenue sharing if you didn't agree to paying no more than 80% of the premium for health insurance. So, but it does cover all of our employees that do take the insurance.
Correct. And I can't remember any type of bargaining negotiations where this has been an issue or come forward, so I know we do our due diligence with this.
And we do meet with the insurance carrier and talk about different options, and you know, we've expressed that, I mean, no one wants to pay double-digit increases year over year, and you get to the point where you end up, we will have to make some significant changes in the plans that we offer. And like all of, whether it's wages or the overall headcount, we've set the price of what the general fund government is, and we live within that. And one of the sort of the ebb and flow things is like, if you have an employee who's on the family plan, which I think is about $14,000, give or take. Tom, does that sound right? You can probably pull that up. If that employee leaves, and then we replace that with an employee who takes payment in lieu of insurance, which was in my case, you know, there's a net savings of that's almost equivalent to the yearly increase.
Right.
So hopefully it not got too far down the rabbit hole with that one.
I think that's good. Any other questions? If not, I'm looking for the recommended motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Physicians Health Plan HSA HMO Exclusive Gold 1500 plan with Blue Dental with a $1,200/$2,400 health savings account contribution for the 2024 calendar year.
Thank you. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. If there's no further questions or discussion, Holly, will you call the roll?
Gilroy,
Yes.
Lanyon,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Jenkins,
No.
Rhines,
Yes.
All right. That motion does carry forward. Our next action item is set public hearing for Parks and Recreation Commission Master Plan. We have a memo in our packet from our city manager, John Hannafin. I will turn that over to you.
Clearly, I'm not getting paid by the word, so.
No, thank you.
Try to have some brevity there because we've had this discussed several times.
Yes,
But
yeah.
quite simply, we're just setting the public hearing for the Parks and Recreation Master Plan update. It's required part of the process. We've had the plan reviewed a couple different times at the Parks meeting, and it is included in this packet, so it is online. It'll also be, I don't know if it's quite up there yet, but once you set the public hearing, it'll be front page on the website, and then there is a hard copy here available at the office if anybody wants to check one of those out. So.
Great. Any questions for our city manager regarding this public hearing? If not, I'm looking for the recommended. Yes, Terry?
I think this is kind of pro forma. Do you expect any public input on this, or?
I think sometimes you may have gotten a comment that we didn't capture. It really helps doing the survey. I think the people who are interested in parks and specifically what we're doing, what we plan to do, maybe have already summed it off. But I think generally what we'll get is people who are supportive of the plan and the concepts. And just to keep in mind for council, you're not approving the plan tonight. You're just setting the public hearing.
All right. So who would like to make that recommended motion?
I'll make a motion to set a public hearing for January 8th, 2024 for the 24-28 Parks and Rec Master Plan update.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If there's no further discussion or questions, how do we call the roll, please?
Lanyon?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Pratt?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Rhines?
Yes.
Gilroy?
Yes. All right, that concludes our action items for this evening. Moving along to our discussion items, we have our road diet, so I'll turn this over to our city manager, John Hannafin.
Thank you. We received notice from MDOT that they are holding their own public online comment period for the proposed road diet for Grand River M43. We did post that link on the city website, so that's there. We'll also share it on our Facebook page, so you can find the content there. There's nothing really to update as far as the actual project. Just with Thanksgiving in between the last meeting and this, I wasn't able to schedule a meeting or get one scheduled with MDOT, but hopefully I'll have that in the next couple of weeks and get an update at the December meeting.
All right, great, thanks. Well, we'll just roll right forward to our construction project updates.
Sure.
Putnam, how's it going?
Yeah, a couple things. Just had a discussion this afternoon with Iron Horse. We're in the last couple services. Mr. Lanny can get out of his house now, which is good. May not have water for a couple hours tomorrow, but he's gonna persevere. But we're really down to the last 2 or 3 services at the far end of the block. There's the new stub-ins for stormwater north of Bismarck that they'll be working on. But if you've been out there, and I was just out there right before the meeting just to double check on some things, they did do some final grading in preparation of paving. Weather looks most favorable for Wednesday for paving, and anything that they wouldn't get, if they still have some patching to do, plants are still open for a short period of time, but the paver that Iron Horse has engaged, that they do have access to a batch plant, which is a smaller system, and keep in mind, this is not a finished pave or finished grade, so we'll be able to get the asphalt hopefully wrapped up this week or next, and then we're good to go until late next spring when the weather breaks for the road construction project.
Fantastic.
And then,
Yes.
This week or next, does that make us ahead of schedule?
I think it's
I thought it
right at schedule.
Scheduled
Right,
December
yeah.
15 before, right?
Yeah, that for final restoration, and we may go past that a little bit, but substantially the road will be as good as it's going to be for a while.
Traffic will be able to go on it after what? I mean, that's the important thing, really.
Yeah, I mean after Wednesday.
On the street.
Yeah.
It's been real nice. It's been so quiet. It's been beautiful.
Well,
Downside there.
I think this has probably helped some drivers form some new habits, so maybe they'll just stick with that.
I did one other
Yes.
thing, construction
Yes.
wise, if you looked over at McCormick Park in the daylight, the structure is up, and so
Yes.
they're working
That's great.
away on that. They were working out there today, even in the tough weather, so that project should be complete within the next week or 10 days.
All right, excellent, great, thank you. All right, moving along our agenda for correspondence received, we do not have any, so I'll move right into our department head reports. So I'm gonna circle right back around to our city manager, John Hannigan.
Just a couple of things. The presentation to the county for the two different grants that we applied for went very well. And thank you to Commissioner Schaefer for helping with that. So that's good news. Hope to hear good news from the county soon. We are not having a planning commission meeting in December, but we will have a planning commission meeting in January. What we do have to figure out, it's scheduled right now for January 2nd, and I'll be here because I don't go anywhere. So,
Right.
but we gotta make sure that we have a quorum, so that meeting may get pushed later in the week or even until next week. But we will have the Dollar Tree to submit their final site plan issues, including their engineering. Those haven't been reviewed yet, so I can't comment on the plans or which way that's gonna go. But we will have a meeting in January. Also, there's a couple of other potential site plan applications in the coming months, so that's good. Construction activities picking up again. There's a potential for residential development, two of them actually, and then another commercial development along the Williamston Road. So can't really provide any more detail at this point, just folks kind of kicking the tires and doing sort of their due diligence on some projects. So it's good. I'll let the liaisons for DDA and Parks and TIPA talk about those meetings. So
All right.
that's all I have. Thanks.
All right, great. Moving along, we've got Chief Weiss here for a department update.
Awesome, thank you. For the Christmas festivities on Saturday, the police department will be participating with a few things on Saturday. The Stuff a Cop car at D&W from 10 to 2. Reserve officers and myself will be out there along with the food bank, collecting food for the food bank.
I'm sorry, Chief, I didn't know what day was that?
This Saturday, the
This
2nd,
Saturday.
yes.
Okay, got it, yeah.
So from 10 to 2, we'll be out in front of D&W. Before, during, and after the light parade, we'll be serving hot chocolate at the police department, courtesy of some of our officers' spouses. We're going to chip in and help out in giving that out at the garage. So that'd be good. I've been making appearances and trying to attend Kiwanis. I'm attending Rotary tomorrow in the senior center. I had lunch with the 5th graders last week, or 3 weeks ago. Played a mean game of kickball before I went off. And on December 7th, the police department will be taking part in 2 very important programs for the county. One is No Senior Without Christmas, which originates in Lansing, but they put together care packages for homebound seniors. And we'll be responsible for delivering those packages to our seniors in Williamston. And as well as Shop with a Hero at the Mason Myers, where we attend and children through donations can shop for their family. So we'll be participating with that as well.
Fantastic. Dan?
The Shop of the Hero and No Senior Without Christmas, are they still taking donations for those things? And if people wanted to, do you know where they would?
I will let you know. They take it right up to the time that it starts. So yes, I will get with you.
Great. And then reserve units will be helping with parade
Yes.
on Saturday evening.
All reserves will be here to help with the parade, and Lisa's helping out with a few traffic points. So we'll have the parade covered, so we're looking forward to Saturday. Busy day.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Tom, circling back to you for department report, you're doing great work and all that kind of stuff. You had a couple things in here. Anything else you'd like to share?
The only thing at this point, I think that I'll remind council of, that time of year again, and I'm not talking holidays, unfortunately, it's tax bill time, winter tax bill time. So tax bills for the winter will be going out this coming week. I don't know, sometimes council members probably tend to get some calls or maybe some complaints on that, just a heads up that they are going out. But the good news is there's been nothing that's unusual or anything that should cause any unexpected concerns, I guess, with our citizens. So the only other thing I think we got going is kind of a big deal this coming up here this week. We got to submit all our transparency, dashboard transparency stuff to the state to comply for our compliance and revenue sharing. And that's well underway. When I talked to the individual helping us get that set up, it was pretty much done last week, and then of course we got into Thanksgiving holiday. Haven't heard from him since, but as far as I know, it's like 90% there, so that'll be going to being submitted to the state this week as well, probably, so we'll be set for that.
Great, thank you so much. Moving around the council for committee, subcommittee reports. Anyone like to share?
Parks, we're gonna start paying John by the word.
Okay, all right, that's fantastic, thank you,
That's an
Jared.
amazing thing.
Yeah.
I did want to ask, when is the light thing on Saturday?
So I've got a whole list I'm gonna run down of all the activities on Saturday, so stay tuned
Okay.
for my comments. Yes, Steve?
TIPA, EDC, we talked about the ice house and moving that project forward for another group of individuals that may have interest in
Fantastic.
that. And have we released the RFP?
Not yet.
Okay,
So
all right,
we're gonna do that.
awesome.
And then the other aspect of that is we have some funds that are remaining in the accounts, and we have to do some of that. And John and staff are gonna provide us with some recommendations in the month of January.
Excellent, great. Anyone else? I know planning's been canceled. Lisa, you recorded last time, so you're all good on that? All right. DDA, we've had some great meetings. We are almost fully staffed as far as board members on DDA. We have one seat still open, correct, Holly? One seat. But we're focusing on our rebranding of Williamston, trying to come up with some slogans. It all kind of ties into when we do the relaunch of our website for the city, but we work, we've been working with Chamber of Commerce pretty closely to develop the events that can benefit our downtown business district, our community, residents in general, and bringing, outside visitors into town. Hence, our big day Saturday on December 2nd. There's just so many amazing activities that are gonna happen on Saturday. And I'll just kind of give you a quick rundown here. Friends of the Library are gonna have a book sale at the Masonic Temple right here on Grand River above the sign of the Pineapple on both Friday and Saturday from 3 to 6. And it's pay whatever you can for the books that you find. So I think that's a pretty fantastic deal for people that still love to have a tangible book in their hands. Troop 63 Boy Scouts are going to have a bonfire at Howard Dahlstrom Park on the day of the parade on Saturday the 2nd from 2 to 5. There is an all brand new activity. It's called a cookie crawl, which is going to take place from 1 to 6 on Saturday. You can pick up your cookie box at Hayward Pixley Insurance on the main corner for $10. They will have a list of participating businesses, and you can go and collect Christmas cookies. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Breakfast with Santa at Williamston High School on Saturday morning from 8 to 11. So anyone out there that needs to, their kids need to have a very serious meeting with Santa, that's where you're going to want to be at and have breakfast. We do have the Stuff a Cop car that our Williamston PD will be downtown from 10 to 2 at the DW. You can donate by donating food items, or you can donate monetarily. And money goes a long way because you get such an amazing rate with the Lansing Food Bank. So dollars go quite far when you do that. We have another all-new activity this Saturday. It's going to be the Candyland Market. We have been soliciting farmers market vendors for kind of a Christmas market style. I know this is kind of an exciting new idea for us. That will be from 1 to 6. I believe we have, 8 to 10 vendors?
That's right.
That will be in our downtown area. We do have a contingency plan in case the weather is not favorable. We will have food trucks downtown from 1 to 7. The parade will start at 6 p.m. and end here in front of City Hall. And we hope that Santa will help us out with lighting our Christmas tree as always. There's going to be a luminary stroll Immediately following, in McCormick Park, there's going to be luminary bags lit up, and that's gonna be from 6 to 8. There's also Murder for Two at the Williamston Theater. If you're into plays, I would highly suggest getting tickets and going to see that. And lastly, because this will happen before our next council meeting, Ladies' Night Out downtown Williamston. It's awesome every single year. A lot of our businesses participate. It's a great way to do some last minute shopping. And that is on December 7th from 5 to 8. So there you go, Terry. Any questions?
You covered every detail.
Saturday is gonna be so exciting. Chamber of Commerce has put a lot of effort into our 26th annual Light Parade. We have, David Andrews, Monica Schaefer coming, or not Monica Schaefer, Monica Andrews, sorry. It's just so easy to say your name. Yeah, you're not announcing for the parade. Well, maybe you will. But anyways, you know, having them MC our parade again this year is gonna be fantastic. How many floats are we up to now for?
Between 15 and 20 confirmed, well, 15 confirmed, another 5 that will be confirmed,
Okay.
and then we always get some
last minutes that come
walk-offs.
in?
And that doesn't count, you know, certain groups like the band.
Sure.
The band's a staple,
Yep.
and there's some others that
Yep.
are, that they're not floats, but they're businesses. So we'll have probably 25 to 30 entries like last year.
Do we know where Santa's gonna be at after, I mean, I know he's gotta get back to the North Pole, but do we know where he's gonna be at after we light the Christmas tree? Just for anybody that happens to see this before Saturday.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's been
I
Pillars.
believe that's the plan,
Okay.
but
All right.
Santa does what Santa does.
Santa does what Santa does. We're just excited
Even
that
I
Santa's
don't
taking
know
the
what
time.
Santa's up to sometimes.
Absolutely.
But he will be out front, so sure,
And,
don't worry. I can
You know,
guarantee that.
the weather looks good for Saturday. I think it's gonna be mid-40s, so we're all gonna keep our fingers crossed. But again, it is pure Michigan, which leads me into that next thing. We did get some significant snow last evening. Our DPW was out salting. That was fantastic. There's always that reminder to make sure to not park on city streets from 2 to 5 a.m. That kind of, you know, wraps up the community report. It's time for audience participation again.
I have a quick question.
Okay, yes?
What's the route? Everybody knows what the route is, but I don't know what
It's,
the route is.
okay, so it starts over at
From
Volunteers
school.
Park and the Commons,
Okay,
comes down Jackson Street, hangs a,
Jackson.
yeah, Jackson, hangs hangs a right onto Grand River and ends here. So, it's a very short route, but it's a very meaningful
It
route.
doesn't go down Putnam
No.
then? So I could be up there on Putnam waiting a bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
Terry, come to Grand
All
River.
right.
In fact, Terry, you should just be, you know, right here, you know, wandering and everything.
Okay.
All right, council member comments. I'm gonna start with Dan.
No comments.
Brandon,
Nothing.
Steve.
I saw just before I came here, the ad promoting Williamston and the shops. That was a great
Yeah.
ad. My wife saw it, and she lit up, so I was.
Just wanna go shopping now.
Yes,
Excellent.
so recommendation, or not recommendations, accommodations, those that were a part of that.
Nice.
And then as far as accommodations, whoever did all of our Christmas decorations on the bridge, on the light poles, should be commended also. And do we, is that our staff or do we
Our staff.
contract that out?
That's our staff.
Yep.
Okay, that's our staff.
Yeah.
Well, and on that point, I need to explain my no vote on the health
Oh,
insurance.
sure, okay.
Having been involved in the collective bargaining world for most of my life, most negotiations are done and they have to negotiate as it relates to what is paid, what
Sure.
is received. So
Sure.
that's the reason I
That's fine.
fully support
Yeah.
our staff, and hopefully all of you that are here have heard me comment about how good I feel about
Yeah.
the staff, so.
Well, thanks for that clarification.
I want to make sure
appreciate
that the staff still picks up my news.
it. Pause next time before you vote. No, I'm just kidding. But no, thank you for that, because sometimes we don't always get the opportunity to explain, and I think probably our community appreciates that. So thank you. Terry?
Talking to my barber today, she's lived in Owasso, Bancroft, Perry, and now she lives in LaPierre. And she was talking, she said, we wish we could live in Williamston.
Oh,
So,
good.
because she thinks it's just a cool little place. How about that?
Yeah, awesome. Tom?
No comments for me, thank you.
The one thing I will say, I want to give a shout out to our city staff. The gazebo that was donated by the Williamston Garden Club now officially has electricity. If you've not driven down North Putnam, you're missing out because the gazebo is lit. It looks like it's kind of ready for Saturday evening. It looks like there might be something interesting going on in there. And the McCormick Bridge having the garland and the lights on it is just fantastic. So thank you, John, for making that happen this year. It's just another addition of why it's so awesome to live in Williamston. I can't wait for Saturday. I already made all my comments during my DDA report, so with that, yeah.
If
Oh,
council's,
John?
if council's on their best behavior, very good, there's another holiday surprise coming later this week, so we'll just leave it at
Oh,
that.
yeah, that is true.
You all have
That
to
is
be on
true.
your best behavior.
Oh.
I know, right? You know, because Santa is watching.
Can't promise
He's still making his list. My last mention will be, we do have one more council meeting that we will close out the year. That will be December 11th. And then we'll take a very nice rest before we reconvene in January. But with that, I will go ahead and call to adjourn at 7:35. Are we getting stockings?